Oh, shout out to Janae for the intro. I love Janae. Hey, Mister. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gents. As always, I have my co-hosts with me, Nicole and Alexis. We are back. We're going to get started and we're going to dive right in. We ain't going to waste y'all time. We got a couple topics to cover. We got our main topic, which we're picking the next megastars on the roster. Now, the premise for this is just like this. Each person we pick is going to get a proper booking, proper build. So we're not talking about what is. We're talking about if this person has the right backing behind them, they can be the next megastar in the WWE. Okay. Now, Alexis and everybody has their picks, and I have mine, and we'll talk about it. And we're gonna, do what we always do. That's the main topic for today. The rest of it, we're gonna talk about the releases, AEW's releases and WWE's releases, and some little, tidbits in between that I found on the interwebs. Okay. So we are live over on our YouTube channel. This is going to go up later on Spotify. So just sit tight. All right. The ladies are here. Say hi, ladies.
Ladies.
Hello.
All right. So let's get the other stuff out the way first. All right. The releases happened over this past couple of weeks. WWE released a big chunk of talent, and AEW also released a small window of talent. Now, to be fair, some of this talent weren't necessarily released. Some of their contracts were up and they just decided to not renew them, which is within their right to do. Okay. And I want to preface this by saying something before we get started is that this is not a personal vendetta against these individual superstars. Sometimes you have to cut the fat, and I don't mean it in a disrespectful way, but when you're running a business in the magnitude of AEW and WWE, there is some not so nice corporate things that you're going to have to do in order to maintain the flow and integrity of your company. And that also includes downsizing, unfortunately, especially when you have a bloated roster like what WWE tends to have around this time of year. They needed to cut back on this and focus on a smaller roster, especially with them bringing in so much talent from NXT. That causes them to not have enough room for the new talent because they're curating this other talent on the roster. So, unfortunately, some people hit the chopping block and others didn't. But we're going to talk about it. So, let's start off with the least amount of releases in AEW. All right. From my understanding, there were only three. Maybe there were more. If Nicole or Alexis know any more, they'll chime in. But the three that I am aware of was Malachi Black, known as Aleister Black, Ricky Starks, Ricky Starks, and Miro. They've all been released from WWE. Now, from my understanding, the
AEW
the
love, not
con-
AEW.
I mean AEW. I'm sorry. I don't know about Malachi Black if his contract was up or he was released. They decided to let him out.
So what I heard is that he technically had more on his contract, from what
Okay.
I gathered. So he technically had more on his contract, but he also had like some weird. He had like some opt out clause
Mm,
that he was able to activate. But
that's
again, he
actually
was.
very
I guess
interesting.
he. Again, this is again like this isn't exactly we don't know for sure, but this is what I've read about it previously.
Hmm.
Is that he was able to do like an early opt out. I forgot someone else previously did this with their contract. God, who was it? And I don't even think it was necessarily Jordan Grace actually did something similar
Yeah,
with
she
her
did.
contract because her contract was technically it wouldn't be expiring until technically like September or something.
Hmm.
But she was able to do like an early opt out, but then she had to fulfill an X amount of time, and that's apparently similar to like what Alistair or Malachi had to do. Again, we don't know for sure yet because he hasn't like come out and said all of this, but that's just from what I've gathered.
Yeah. And as far as Ricky Starks is concerned, they quietly let him leave. Um, there was a point where he had been pulled from television. He hadn't been on TV in a while. Um, and he was healthy. He's perfectly fine. There was nothing wrong with him. He wanted to work. He was voicing his opinion about working. He was taking indie bookings and they were blocking him from getting that. And it just kept snowballing into this thing, right? And recently he did that interview with Chris V. Um, and he talked about just wanting to wrestle. Like he was like, I'm not, mad at AEW. We're not on, non-speaking terms. We just have different views of where I want my career to go. And no matter what happens, you know, I'm always going to, end up on top. And he basically was just like, I just want to work. That's all. No
Mark
shade to
my
somebody, just want to work.
mark my fucking words. Dropping the ball on Ricky Starks is going to be AEW's one of their top 5 fuck ups. Because that man can talk, that man can wrestle. That man was out there and fucking Gucci slippers, sliding on Gucci slides, beating the shit out of people. And I'm like, why are we not seeing him? We could have had MJF versus Starks, which would have been huge in my
The
fucking opinion.
reason why they didn't do MJF versus Ricky Starks was because Ricky Starks would have had to go over on MJF. You have to remember, like, think about the promos that he cut on MJF. He was tearing him up, and they that wasn't supposed to be the case. Like Ricky was supposed to be the hair, the tortoise to his hair, and he was getting MJF was getting ate up. So they had to pull back because they were going to lose MJF's traction.
I mean,
Call
MJF
that
is losing
a
that traction in
fact.
record time as we speak right now.
I mean, I understand. I get it, but I'm saying I also understood why they pulled back on Starks versus MJF. I wish they would have rounded out the feud and would like double back to it later and let MJF go after Starks, and then you can have Starks win and move him into that position. But I don't think they think that far ahead.
They
I
don't.
They
don't
would
think
rather they would rather cut off Stark's momentum than to plan for it later. And they're about the here and now and what works right now. And as soon as they get one boo in the crowd, they're switching off to something else, which is
like I was
dangerous.
promo today that he did against MJF, and he cleared him. Like he called him a fifth-rate Roddy Piper wannabe, and that hurt me. I'm like, I didn't even do
Well,
anything. Sitting here out of my feelings.
I
But
mean,
he's
did he
so
lie though? Did he lie?
like, listen, I know if y'all been listening to the show that I was really high up on MJF in the beginning, but I'm gonna tell you now, Alexis from what almost 6 years ago to Alexis now, I can see the difference. He MJF is resting on his laurels. He's doing the same shtick over and over again. That's why and Ricky was like in that promo, oh, this town sucks. You're going to insult my mother. You're going to do this. Do you have anything new to talk about? Like he was literally cutting his ass down. And I was like, damn. And
But
it
see,
just,
as a
I
you're
mean,
out there, you're in the microphone with one of the best. You should be able to combat that.
and he
Like
can't.
right
Because
on your toes. Like what are you doing?
that's the shtick. He's like Nicole said, he's doing it to himself. It's the same crap that we've been seeing since AEW inception. All his promos are the same. He goes out there, he calls women whores, he calls your mother a whore, like I get it, that's old school heat. But this is 2025. If you can't think of anything better to do on the mic than besides saying my mom's a whore, dude, my 10-year-old can insult you probably worse than you can come up with. So, have you heard 10-year-olds lately? They are freaking vicious little things.
Yeah, them little they be learning. They be learning from the ticky talkies.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so and not to divulge, but like one of my kid told me, she goes, "Mom, I heard the sickest burn today." And I'm thinking, oh my God, okay, what? And apparently we're on this playground and this little boy was harassing this girl, little 10-year-old girl. She turns around and she says, "I should boo your mother for not swallowing you."
Oh,
It's like,
damn!
oh. And she goes, "What
I'm gonna
does that mean?" I'm like, hey, look over there. I'm like, oh
no,
shit.
no. Tell her what it means. Tell
Oh
her
my
what it means.
God.
I
But
tell
like,
her. I'll tell her. I'll tell her.
don't you fucking
I'll
dare.
tell her.
No, you
Yeah,
ain't.
I think the call for the win. Yeah,
But
corrupt
I'm
the
happy.
kid. Corrupt the kid.
Oh, it's already my kid. She's gonna have enough issues as it is. Anyway, um, I'm I'm happy for Malachi if he comes back to WWE or not. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Ricky. I do have a question about Miro though.
hmm
I thought Miro was long gone. Like he had already been out from his contract.
No.
No, he was trying to get out of it.
He is
Okay.
the
Oh.
original Ray Phoenix.
Yeah. No, she's not lying. She's not lying. He was trying. They were saying no. They basically flat out told him no. And he just was sitting at home. And then this was around the time that him and CJ Perry had started getting that divorce.
Oh.
Yeah,
And then
it's
they had
been a
that weird
while.
fucking storyline.
Yeah, it was just like, what are you doing? It
That was
didn't
so
go
weird. That's
anywhere.
why I was like, at that point, and someone else, I don't know, was bullying or Booker. I feel like it was Booker, like on one of them old people's podcasts, and they was talking about the releases, and they were like, that's because they're like they have no concept of control back there, and they said
That's all.
not everybody needs to be writing their fucking promos.
I agree.
Miro can't talk. He's a decent wrestler, but he can't fucking talk.
But I don't mind. I didn't mind them having CJ there. I didn't mind that at all. I just felt like there needed to be rhyme or reason to it. And they didn't have one. And I was just like, well, you're making it seem like these two are not together. Are they together or not? Like, what's going on? And she's
It
like,
was
you can't
weird.
interfere in what I'm doing. And everything she was doing was like suggestive. And then he's mad. He was just mad that she was there. And then I'm just like, okay, so where is this going? What's happening? It
I think
never
if it
went
actually went
anywhere.
somewhere, it wouldn't have been that bad. Oh shit,
Right.
NXT is on. Why am I eating in the living room? Oh, okay.
It is on. It just came on. It was just like what they and that's the thing. Like you're watching stuff and sometimes it starts off a little rocky, but then it gets to the meat and potatoes. You're like, okay, this kind of hits. And it works, but they don't never let anything play out, and that kind of is disappointing. That's very disappointing. But
Mm.
those are the three releases that they are announcing that we know of right now. As far as I know, I haven't seen any
They got
other
at least 10 people they
names.
can get rid of
Let's just say
back there off the top of my dome. And I'm
at
being
this
dead
Not
time.
10
serious.
people.
Huh?
Nicole.
No, because
Yes.
what about the guy that just got who the one jobber, we had no idea who he was till the report came out that he stood on his fucking
I
wife's neck.
seen them before on like Collision. I had no idea what the fuck their name was. My
Oh.
thing is that when
Oh.
I went on AEW's roster to confirm Malachi and Ricky and Miro being gone for myself, I was like, why is Aaron Solo still working here?
Who?
Who the hell is that?
Aaron Solo is Bailey's ex boyfriend or fiance.
Oh, I
Oh, I
I ain't
don't
know nothing
know.
about
And
that, baby.
he's been there for a minute because
Oh, jeez.
when he first went over there, they were still together.
I
And
Mm.
know.
then
Oh, we did.
he was like trying to shade her or something. And then it was just really sketchy because like right after like it basically like, I don't even know if they said they broke up or something like that. He was already dating someone else. And I was like, that's real. It was like a very Sammy Guevara.
Hmm.
Like 2 plus 2 is not equal.
There was a
Mm.
podcast I did it with
But yeah,
Janae. It
with
was
him, Angelico,
he's still there.
Yeah.
but also him and Ruby just had that baby. And this is gonna sound really fucking mean. And she ain't gonna come back, and he ain't gonna come back. He wasn't doing shit before she got knocked up. They can go. Um, who else over there is eating up fucking
I'm
money?
just curious
Probably.
about how
I
many
don't know.
people.
Not
They
they
can do a
eating up
whole.
money.
They are eating up money because they're not. You're not making any revenue from them.
You know what? I'm curious
Fair.
because this podcast, it was me, Janae, and Tiff, and I went on the AEW website and I actually counted how many active members, and this was back in like 2021, 22-ish, I think. I went on that roster. No, because it was before the Me Too movement, because several people were still on that roster, including men and women, not including referees or commentators or whatever. There was about 103 wrestlers on that roster. Then I went over to WWE's, and including SmackDown, Raw, and NXT, it still wasn't as much as that. I gotta find that podcast.
Mm.
Okay, I got my autism's checking in. I gotta go count how many people are on this roster now. I'm curious.
Hell no.
And
I don't know. I wish I don't know. I'm glad that they're gonna be free, but wherever they go is totally up to them. It's totally
Agreed.
up to them. I don't need that. I'll say this. I don't need all of them to come to WWE.
mm,
What I need for WWE to do is properly use the people that they have. Do not bring in Malachi and Ricky, and then you're not learning how to use the talent you have. You have to do that. And I don't want Tony Khan to pick up this talent from WWE and then
What was
put
that
them
one
in.
guy's tweet video? He said, "Finish the
He was
food on
on
your plate first."
correct. He's on Instagram, and he's a big AEW fan. He likes both companies, if we're being honest. Let me see if I can make sure we.
He's very even.
Yeah,
yeah,
he doesn't pick one side or the other. His name is
I
Oh my
Soplex.
God, she pinned Bailey.
Uh, Bailey love
I'm
putting
not
over the
mad at it. I'm not
girls.
mad at it though. Cora hasn't been making me mad lately. I'm not.
There
yeah,
was a
you know,
slight distraction in there. That's why. Yeah. She had somebody come out there dressed like her. Wait.
Which is funny. Well, I think
It
I
was
don't know.
Roxanne. It was Roxanne.
That was funny. Yeah, it's funny though. I'm not even mad at that. That shit is funny.
That's fucked up.
That was so funny.
She had her come out there dressed like old school Bailey.
I'm gonna let them
Bro.
have the thing they got going for them right now.
No,
Okay,
that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
currently on roster, I did not count this. I actually had Google do some actual work. According to this, there are at this time, give or take the releases, where I just had the fucking number. There is. Why is the internet not working for me? Why do you hate me so much? What do you mean pages? You little shit. So what I saw with WWE, there's about 230 something active roster members at this time for WWE. But that's across 3 shows though. If we're counting NXT, Raw, and SmackDown together. So I'm curious about, let's see here. I just need to know, okay, I'm not counting all that. Hang on. So, and then they say over in AEW, there's 196?
Oh, God. Now she's back.
Who's back?
Oh, God.
Who?
Fucking Nikita.
Yep.
I know a bad Fashion Nova outfit when I see one from far away.
That's fucking funny. Girl.
Yes.
Not a bad Fashion Nova outfit, girl.
So yeah, they have 100. Okay, so yeah, WWE has like over 200, but that's against 3 shows. But AEW roster has 196, and I
Well,
guarantee.
they got like 4 shows now.
Oh yeah, wait,
Yeah,
WWE has 4.
Evolve.
Oh yeah.
Evolve is coming out. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's just say 4 shows. They have 234 people, which if you do the math actually works on that. But meanwhile, over here in AEW land, how many shows do they have now?
Only 2. They got rid of Dark.
Yeah, and and they got rid of Rampage.
Yep, they got rid of Rampage.
Yep, so it's just Collision and Dynamite.
So 196 wrestlers. That doesn't include the rest or anything like that. 196 wrestlers to split on 2 2-hour shows. They don't do house shows. So there's not the change out for people who do the house shows and the people who are on those shows. Explain how this is supposed to be fair to anybody or equal for that matter.
I really wish they would do house shows.
I do too. I think they would fare better with house shows. Who is that girl back there behind Zarya? I've
That's
never
my
seen her
girl.
before.
Oh my God. She's gonna be on Evolve. I forgot her name is like her new name is like Laney something, but she was on. You know that next gen show that's on Roku.
Yeah, you were talking
That John
about
she
it.
she was on that show,
Mm.
and I'm like so happy. Her mom's lucky a bitch. I'm so happy that she's getting on TV because she's so. Oh my God, I just really like her. She had like such a good personality. She was like really earnest. She's good. She couldn't talk for shit. She probably still can't talk low key. Um, but she has time to fix on that. But she is like amazing, like in ring wise, like super
Okay.
athletic.
Mm. So she like a Kaylani.
She's like a Bianca.
Oh, okay. Oh. Oh, good.
Yeah. So that's why the coaches like Sean and all them were like super high on her because she low key should have got eliminated at one spot because she was out injured.
Mm.
And then again, like I said, she can't talk. She's got a little bit better, but she can talk for shit. But they got that fucking BJ motherfucker. Oh my God,
I
I'm
don't
so
know why
mad.
they kept him.
I'm so mad when they got him on LFG too, and I was like, are you kidding me?
They kept him and put him on
He's on
LFG.
LG. Have you seen the clip of the dude going back and forth with Bully?
No.
there's a clip. He's like going back and forth with Bully, and I'm like, you need
Is
to
that the
slow
one?
your roll. You need to slow your fucking
That's the
roll.
one Bully said is a problem child.
Yes.
Okay, now I
Oh,
understand.
And he was trying to undermine him, and I was like, and he said something like, "Oh yeah, Mister Whatever time." I was like, "You got me fucked up."
oh yeah, because didn't he basically tell Bully Ray that he needed to shut up and because he was old, like he was the old guy and he doesn't understand wrestling now or some shit like that?
He did not.
He said
He
something
was
crazy.
look, I got a lot of issues with Bully Ray, but because he's the kind of guy that he took too many unprotected chip shots to really shouldn't have a
Hell
microphone.
no.
But there's a difference because if you're in this,
He's a lot better now, I think, because he has corporate that he has to worry about.
Okay.
So he's a lot better now.
Yeah, that
but like,
paycheck.
but like, you can't be going. Look, Bubba, like Bully Bubba, whatever the fuck you want to call him, that's fucking Bubba Ray Dudley, man. Like, if anybody fucking knows how to be a wrestler, if you want to learn shit, he's one of the guys to learn from. Who the fuck are you to be talking down to him like that? See, that shit just pissed me the fuck off.
I was like, he and Devon are literally the most decorated tag
Tag,
team of all fucking time.
Mhm.
Period.
they were the only tag team to hold the ECW title, the New Japan title, the WWF title, and the WCW title.
Yep.
And TNA.
And no disrespect, you don't do no,
They were
hell
TNA
no.
champions too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Child.
forgot they were. So and they have at least been those champions at least twice. Like it's funny because like a couple years ago, Devon was here in Knoxville for Fanboy, and I went up and met him, and I was just like, hey, and it was like one of those quick things where it's like the people who are like supposed to take money from him wasn't looking, so I ran up there real quick, and I was just like, hey, you know what, big fan, watched you when I was a kid, blah 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 blah, and he's like, you still watch wrestling? I said, yeah. He goes, okay, name a tag team that you like. I'm like, does it matter? You guys could still beat them. Like total fangirling out at Devon Dudley, but it's just like that's like, oh, I don't like this little fucker. Because I caught clips of it, and the whole time, Bubba Bully's trying to like keep his shit together because you could tell like old school shades of him was about to come out on this kid like real
And I
hard.
hate to be a fucking boomer when it comes to wrestling. Sometimes I am with certain action. That's when I was acting like a boomer. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
do you know the history? I was mad. I said, you got a lot of fucking. I was like, thank God I don't work there yet, because I'd have cussed him out on camera, and they'd be like, all right, we got it, or like, just shut it off. We're done today. We're done for the day.
Cole be chewing his ass out, and the whole time she'd be calling me like, "Yo, get your hockey stick. There's this dude I need you to take out because he does not understand the wrestling history." Enough said. I'm on the way.
All right. We got to keep it moving. We're going into the WWE releases because there were a lot of them. There was
Mhm.
about 12 today, and they say there might be more. So, uh, I
Zoe,
hate
pick up your
releases.
phone, girl.
Nicole, stop it. You
I'm with
stop
Nicole.
it right now.
No, 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 no. Because I agree with her. Why the fuck does Sonya Deville have to get cut, but Zoe Stark's still there?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not really mad about Sonya, and a lot of people are, and I'm not.
I'm not really mad either, because once
I'm
I
just mad
thought
Zoe's
about it,
still.
yeah, I'm just mad
So
Zoe
I'm
Stark's
gonna,
still there. It's not
I'm
even
gonna,
nothing to do with Sonya.
I'm
But
gonna
you
just tell you everybody that was released, and then you can go on your rant, so we can make sure everybody knows all in one place where everybody is. So, Isla Dawn was one of the released,
oh,
and Giovanni Vinci was also released. Giovanni was somebody I thought they could have did and something with, and they didn't. But it is what it is. The Good Brothers were released. Um,
They probably don't even
there
care.
was, which I mean, fair. The Good Brothers, Giovanni Vinci. There was Isla Dawn. Um, what was the other one? Because I had wrote it down.
AOP, Paul Elric,
AOP, Paul Ellering,
That one's
um,
crying. Honestly.
Blair Davenport,
Electra Lopez, Blair Davenport, Sonya Deville. To be
Cedric
fair, Sonya
Alexander.
Deville and Cedric Alexander. Sonya Deville's contract was up, and WWE chose to not renew it. Um,
Somebody
I'll say
else's
that
contract. Was it
I don't know.
Cedric's?
I want to say it was. I'm not sure. I am not sure. Let's go to Sports Kita and see if they have them all up here. Yeah, so it was Electra Lopez, Blair Davenport, Duke Hudson was released earlier in January. Authors of Pain, which is Akam and Razor, Paul Ellering, Isla Dawn, Giovanni Vinci, Cedric Alexander, and the Good Brothers. They were released. Um, so I'm not necessarily mad about Sonya and everybody, and the only reason why I say that is because they did give Sonya an opportunity, and PFC just was not getting over in any way, shape, or form, and she was at the helm of it, and she just there's something about the way they did this. It didn't work, and I wasn't mad about it because it just wasn't working. It didn't matter how they did it; it wasn't going to work. The execution was wrong. The way that the team was set up was weird, and Zoe being a part of it was also not going to help them get over either. But it is what it is. But those are your release superstars from WWE as of the for now for 2025. Those guys are out.
Nah,
I
Austin Theory low key ate Grayson Waller up with that.
Mm-mm.
I just like I'm not even mad about the Sonya thing because like WWE really did help her out when she needed it, especially when she had the issues with the stalker and all that stuff, and that she had been there for a while, and you know maybe she'll come back, maybe she won't. We don't know. We're not in charge of it. The thing that just makes me mad is that all like and the Good Brothers, I really hope this time around with them getting released because Carl's and Gallows and Anderson are getting up there, so maybe they're just like we don't care at this point anymore. We
That's
made
what
we
I
made
feel
it,
like because I haven't heard them say anything.
and
So I
so
feel
I
like
mean
they don't care.
it's not like they got fucked over like they
Mm.
did last. So maybe
Yeah.
we're gonna just bow out because like I think Gallows said his like both his knees are completely gone, and he's just like he's almost like 50, which is it's not old, but when you've been doing it as long as they have and your knees are going out, that's a sign. Um, the thing that just gets me is that, and I'm fearing because Sonya's gone, I'm fearing Shayna's gonna be gone, and if the fact that Shayna and Sonya are gone and Zoe Stark is still there, I'm throwing hands, okay? Because like I'm sorry, there's nothing good about Zoe. Zoe could have been on this list. I would have took her off and put Isla back on it, honestly, just so we can have another women's tag team. But like, and I'm not holding.
I think they're pulling more women from NXT than what we think. I think a whole bunch of them are getting moved up.
And let me just say this because a lot of people have been saying this online, and y'all saying this are the dumbest motherfuckers. People are calling Zoe to get released or lose her job or whatever because of the drop kick she did to Dakota. That was an accident. Was it a dumb move to do? Yes, but it was a fucking accident. I'm pretty sure Zoe did not do that on purpose, okay? Like, that was an accident. For y'all saying here she should lose her job because of that, y'all are stupid. What I'm saying is this woman has no personality. She they try to put her with Io, and Io can have a big personality if she wanted to, but even then it was kind of like, we even said it on the podcast. Why is Io tag champs with her? Why is she not on the main roster yet? Because I remember us saying that about Io. There's nothing about Zoe that screams future star to me. She can't talk. She got the fundamentals of wrestling, but could she be women's champ and carry it? No, she couldn't. I'm just saying, like, and I'm gonna be real mean here. I would have released Nikita Lyons. That's because I just don't like her. But besides the point, let me be drunk with power at one point in my career. Uh, I mean, fuck to him. Just, just don't go to AEW, a lot of you, because it's not worth it.
Well, Nicole, looks like you got the last say here.
Nicole, are you there?
Did we lose her?
I was saying she's still in here. Is she on mute?
No. No, she's not on mute. I don't know. Maybe she got a phone call.
Oh
Oh,
no,
there she
sorry, I'm
goes.
right here. I was trying to listen to whatever bullshit Eddie Thorpe was saying. Just like in my opinion, like again, like I said, it was like a lot of them's clearing house, and I was like the aspect of Sonya. Um, I'm not, I'm not mad. I'm like not upset about it because like I think I said I don't know where I said it somewhere. I think I want a group chat. She's not gonna wrestle after this. She wasn't
No.
someone, and I hate to say because again, like I don't know her, I don't know like her passion, but I seem like she did it because she was used. She's did it for this long because she's used to doing it. I don't know if she necessarily was like. I think she liked doing it and loved it, but I don't think she was completely in love with being a wrestler.
Mm,
I think she loved being in WWE. I think she like loved being in the company. I think she loved having the platform that she does, which is very important for her, especially her being a gay woman to have that platform. I think she like that was very important to her, but like being a wrestler herself, I don't think she like cared enough. Or I don't want to say cared enough. I don't think she's just like whatever. That's just to me what it seems like, and that's fine. So that's what I'm saying. Like she's one of the people out of all of them, she's gonna completely be fine. Good Brothers, like I said, like they haven't been on TV for like so long. I think they weren't on TV for a little bit beforehand because one of them got injured, and like Alexis saying, like they're older. It's like those time, like it's might as well bow out now. Um, AOP is boring. Paul Ellering is very lucky he has two Hall of Fame rings because that is fucking insane to me. Um, who else can I think of? I don't know. I mean, I'm not. It is what it is. I the only people I would have necessarily kept were Cedric Blair. And maybe Isla, probably Isla.
yeah.
But yeah, those are the only three folks. Everybody else, like, I completely understand and get. Um, and also, like I was saying with Zanya, I was like talking about this like in the Discord. I was like, Sonya has wrestled exactly how she has wrestled ever since she's been on Tough Enough. She has not like begun to do anything groundbreak. Like she just always just she's like has wrestled the same her entire career.
And her best match was against Mandy, if we're being
Yeah,
honest.
that's what I'm saying. So it's like and like so I do get that. So and that's just and then like yeah, so I'm like, whatever. Like, you don't ever like to hear anyone losing their job, but like they're fine.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say this. I think that like I told you in the beginning, releases are done to give us a little bit of a space on this roster. We do have talent that's coming in from NXT. They're going to have a massive call up very soon. Probably space that out so NXT doesn't get completely barren like they did before when they pulled Carmelo and they hadn't built another star after Trick and they hadn't built anything. There was nothing for him to hold on to. And they had to build Oba quickly to give Trick Williams something later on down the line. And in the meantime, he ended up facing off against people and they brought in Ethan Page so he can have a worthy adversary. So, like, they got to do this right. And the right thing to do is to shift around these rosters. And I think that they did that correctly. Do I think everybody is going to be able to stay in the company? No. And you understand the risks when you sign that contract. There's a possibility that the contract is cut short. You just have to do your job and do it to the best of your ability. Give it 150%. And when you get done, like if you're not done wrestling, you guys can go out there and command that indie scene with top dollar. You're going to get good money. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see Blair Davenport or Isla Dawn sitting at home going, oh, woe is me. Those girls are going to figure it out like they always do. And they always have. If I were Sonya and I wanted to keep wrestling and I know that I got the gift, I'm going to TNA. TNA needs knockouts. They need them. She would fare better in TNA, and she could very easily talk Tessa Blanchard out. Like she can cut a promo on Tessa Blanchard and kill her career easy.
Yes.
So if I were her, TNA would be my spot. TNA would be where I would go. Isla could also go to TNA. So
I
could
feel
Blair.
I
All of
feel
them.
for some reason I feel like in my spirit I feel like Isla's gonna wind up at AEW. It's just something in my spirit tells
I don't
me.
think
Or
that's the where she should
I
go.
don't know. I don't think that's where she go, but something in my spirit tells me that's where she's gonna show up.
comes to Blair and Isla, I think they're gonna head back over across the pond and start wrestling over in Europe again. You
I
know, because
don't
they
think so because I feel like she spent so much time over there unless she would go over to Japan. I think that's immediately where Blair's going.
oh well, yeah, I can see
Oh yeah,
Blair going.
Blair's immediately taking her ass to I don't I think I would if I was her I would go to Marigold because
Ooh.
that's untapped territory because she had like really good runs and like stardom and stuff like that. And so again, so she's used to like wrestling like that. If I was her, I would go to Marigold because
Mm.
I think that'd be good for her, but also that would boost their basically ratings and their notoriety having some a big name like her come back home per se. So if I was Blair, if you're listening, B Blair, whatever your name is, bitch, go to Marigold.
Sorry, I left that. Easy, Lord.
No, I'm fine with that. I think that's a great idea. Cedric needs to go to New Japan. I want to see him thriving in New Japan. I want to see him go over there and take over. I think he would do great in New Japan. Um, he's got 90 days. I hope New Japan gives him the invitation and he goes and he can do great things because it would just be awesome to see him over there. And I think
or
he's earned the ability to be able to go.
or you could do a pit stop over in Dane. Mustafa can have a couple matches and bring the damn house down.
I mean, he could go to TNA too. I don't mind that. I think if he wants to do a workhorse type run, go over to New Japan and segue into TNA the same way Dolph did, the same way Will Ospreay did. You can do both if that's what he wants to do. It's totally up to him. But I have high hopes for him. Is the best way to explain it. All right.
And I'm not worried about Eilish. I mean, like I said, Eilish could go back to the UK scene and start wrestling there, or help rebuild that, or whatever is going on over there, she can help out over there and do it. So I mean, they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine.
Yeah. The only thing I would say lastly is to round this out is this. When releases happen, I don't like how you guys only care about people when they're getting fired. And I think it was around the time that Royal Rumble happened, and we were talking about Terry and God rest his soul, but I was like, it was really nice to see people really honoring his memory and everything. And I wish that when people are living or doing their job right then and there, that we give them their flowers then, because they deserve to see it. They deserve to be able to feel it then. And that stands for everything. That goes for when someone is passing or even when people lose their jobs. It's just very odd to me that people do that. Like, why not tell them while they're there, while they're doing it, we love you, we appreciate you. They need to hear it. That's something that people would want to hear. You guys wait until things go awry and then you express how you feel. You shouldn't do that.
Shout out to Naptown Pro Wrestling, by the way. If you know, you know. So
I just want people to support them. Like, support them every day, all day. Support them in everything that they do, not just because they're on WWE TV, but because you like them as a wrestler. You will follow them if you truly are a fan of theirs. You can follow them. And it's just that simple. All right. Is there anything else that we need to discuss news? Oh, there is one thing. I know y'all are probably watching NXT or whatever, but I want y'all to pay attention to the screen really quickly. This is about Kenny Omega's thoughts on Logan Paul. And this is important because this is something that I had a discussion about on my page earlier. And I think Kenny Omega said it better than I could. So I want you to hear what Kenny said, and then we're going to talk about it.
Right there, Logan Paul's a fantastic wrestler. Great. I'm glad you think so, and I'm glad he's able to convince you such a thing. However, would Logan Paul walk into New Japan and do a G1 where you have to walk in every night and have an actual banger? No, he absolutely could not. Is he going to get there between now and... I mean, it depends on his commitment level. And not only that, but does it matter? No, he's clearly setting his roots down in WWE, and that's where he wants to succeed, and that's where he wants to be a star, and that totally makes sense. So for the WWE style and for what they're willing to do for him, give him time, allow him to grow, develop, and get more used to get more familiar with his surroundings. Take the time to have him have everything up in here. Make sure that when it comes time to perform, what it is that they've rehearsed, what they've scripted, that he'll be able to pull it off as though he just showed up to the arena, like, you know how the old timers did back in the day, the Terry Taylors and the Terry Funks. I don't know why I'd pick two people that were named Terry, but you know what I mean. It could have been anybody.
Terry Crews.
They're Terry Crews. There you go. Yeah.
So this is a conversation that I was having before. And a lot of times people confuse talent with skill. Okay. There is something said to the superstars that have to work 5 to 6 days a week. Now, WWE's schedule isn't as strenuous as it used to be, but it's still a pretty strenuous schedule. Logan Paul does not follow that schedule. In fact, his schedule is more lax than majority of the superstars. He has a more lax schedule than Roman Reigns does. Okay? So you're talking about a guy who could come in and he's wrestling one-off matches every now and then. You know, I'm not saying that it's easy to come in and wrestle. It is not. Has he been able to do that and be able to be good at it? Yes, but Logan Paul is not on the grind. He's not on the schedule where they're going to house shows and they're doing lives and they're doing their tour schedules for the European tour, and he's on it. He's not there for that. He shows up around the time for the road to WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, all the way throughout to Mania, and then he might give you a few weeks after that. He pops up every now and then. If you think about his title run as United States champion, he did not wrestle on network television ever. He came out there and cut promos and hit people in the face, and then he was gone. He wrestled twice to defend that title. Let me make sure you understand. 200 plus days as United States champion, and he defended it twice. So when Kenny Omega says, yes, he's a good wrestler, but that but is justified, because I don't think that he'll be able to maintain that level of wrestling skill going in and wrestling every single day or wrestling every week the way that the WWE superstars do and the way that the New Japan guys do. He will never be able to keep up with that. He is not built for that. There is a difference.
He struck it right on the head, because he's right. There's no way that Logan Paul can walk in anywhere and have this pull that WWE seems to do with him. If, especially New Japan, say what you will about the company, and it's not just New Japan, it's any company in Japan. If you go to Europe, if you go to UK, if you try to pull this shit anywhere else, there ain't no way no.
That's why I get mad when people like, he is good, like whatever, so what? But it's like, so I'm unfortunately from the same area as them.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I think I've said this before, like I played, not played, but I was on a competition cheer, and I did soccer very briefly with one of their cousins. Terrible family all around, but that's besides the point. Um so, but to hindsight, they were in sports forever. Like they were on the wrestling team. Like, I don't remember. I think Logan played football. I don't remember if Jake did, but I know they were on a wrestling team. And they did something else. And they did some other random sport. Oh, and I think they played baseball too, if I'm not mistaken. Um, so it's like they're athletic. And as we've known, especially once WWE figured out with, especially with people like the Biancas and X, Y, and Z, they figure, okay, someone's athletic enough, we can have them figure it out. They can figure it out in the ring, and that's what that is with him. He's
Yep.
athletic enough that he figured that shit out. He's not. I feel like people overhype him and how, like, quote unquote, how good he is, when it's really not that serious. I again, like I said, like, he's okay at best to me.
Yeah. He
He's
can hang is the best
Yes,
way to put it.
he can hang out, but like, again, like, and then we can move on to the other topic. Like, Ketty worded that very perfectly. If he had to go to a fucking G1, he would die.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be deceased.
buddy, and
Deceased the first day.
like, you gotta think talking about this on his, and they're like, they wanted to be a wrestler, and they're like, looking back now, you're gone from your house, you're probably here. I just keep remembering what Billy Gunn said back in the day. You're at your house for 2 days. Most of the time you're there, your family wants to see you, but you're broken, you just want to sleep, you wash your clothes, your show, hotel, play, hotel. It physically takes a lot out of you just traveling, like whether you go by car, train, airplane, whatever. And it's just like, that's why I really don't respect him, because he shows up whenever the fuck he wants to show up. And the people who are hyping him up, it's just like, he only shows up to Royal Rumble or Money in the Bank or like one of the big pay-per-views, the Big Four, the modern Big Four, for an time, and people are like praising him. I saw one guy, Macho, fucking say that. Never in my life.
Lord have
But
mercy.
I did see this, and we can move on. Hangman kind of called him out on social media because I guess he was doing like this thing on Twitter, and he was just someone was like saying, "Hey Adam, you know he's kind of copying your moves with like the buckshot lariat and everything." And Paige goes, "Yeah, next time they give my move set to someone, can they actually give it to someone who can actually wrestle?" And I was like, "Ooh,
He
okay."
does use his moveset. I seen somebody. I mean, it's not like he owns it, but it's almost like he studied. It's very weird.
Just he's like, I don't know. I don't like him. I don't want to give him any respect when it comes to being a wrestler. And like you said, he's just out there and he's learning. And they're like, well, you know, WWE guys have nothing nice to say about him. I'm like, yeah, because they probably have to. That's the shitty thing.
Um,
Like the
I'll say this, and we can go to the main topic. It's not that he isn't. He's capable because they make him look like he is, and you have to remember at the end of the day, WWE is a business, and they're trying to make money. So there, he's got the basics down. He understands it. He's athletic enough to do all of the move sets the way that he should properly if given the time to train, which they did. So when he's put in matches, of course he's gonna look good. They want him to look good, so they're going to do that. They're not going to give him a vigorous schedule of anything other than what he has. As simple as that. They want him to look good, therefore he looks good. They're going to make him look good. So we don't have to argue about Logan Paul's talent. He does have the ability. Is he capable? Yes. Is he talented? That depends. Does he have the skill to do this on a regular basis, 9 to 5? I do not think so. I think that he would immediately quit. I really do. Um, After about, I give him 6 months, barely. Now,
6 months.
if he's gonna do New Japan, I'm with Nicole. I give him a day because they're hard style there. They're not fighting. You know, they're not slap boxing and lightly kicking you. Like, no, you're getting your ass whooped over there. Okay, so I'm with Nicole. I'll give him a day at best. So it
What's
is what
the
it is.
equivalent of 911? Because we would just be like, I just saw a murder at the G1 climax, and
I
y'all
ain't
need to
calling the
get
police. I ain't calling the police. He's just gonna
That's his
die. That's
problem.
just, right. Just gonna die fucking with me. I did not tell you to bring your ass over there. You should have kept your ass at home. Okay.
You're minding your
All right.
business.
Right. Right. So today, main topic is we're going to be talking about the future. So I told the girls in our group chat that you get 2 picks, one man and one woman, and they have to be the next megastar. All right. And we're talking like megastars in my mind are Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, that level of superstar. We're not talking in the mid card division. We're talking possible long term champions. All right. Now, here's the rules you get 2 picks, one man, one woman. If somebody takes your original pick, you can use an alternate. I highly recommend it that you have an alternate because you're probably going to hear some repeats or somebody's going to be yelling, "You took my person." Yeah, we know. Yeah. We're going to have that problem. NXT is open to choose, as well as the current main roster. Nobody that has been released is allowed to be chosen because they're gone. You can't use them, they're not there. We're picking them under the premise that WWE is going to put the machine behind the superstar. Is everybody clear on the rules?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're going to start with Alexis first. We're starting with the girls. Alexis, you pick your person, and then we're going to tell you if you're wrong or not.
See, you gotta tell me that whether I pick the right person. Now, you know what? You go first. Because I'm always the one. Like,
why you don't want to go first?
I'm always the one that has to stand 10 toes down on somebody, and you're like, no, you're wrong. Pick someone else.
Oh, please. Oh, please. I stand 10 toes down on my people all the time. I don't give a fuck about what y'all say.
I don't either.
I don't care.
All right. So
Okay.
since I'd be
No, go
sacrificial.
first. Yes. Sacrifices. Let's go.
You got way too happy there. So as much as I want to pick Jake, because that's my boy, I know he's got star potential. But if we are
Girls.
going, for the girls, okay.
We're going girls first.
This one was hard because I have a lot of girls who but the girls I try to mainly stay on NXT because that's the future, in my opinion. As much as I wanted to go with Dakota Kai because she is long.
I thought about Dakota Kai so hard, but her injuries are very spooky to me.
Yeah.
That's reason because Rico's had me going back and watching some of her old matches and seeing how much she has improved, not character wise, but like in ring ability and everything. I mean, she wasn't shoddy to begin with. Like
She always wrestled good. She
it
just
was
gets
character
fucking
work.
injured. Yeah, it's her
Yeah, and
character.
then
She could always wrestle.
yeah, she could. And then she developed character, but she got injured a lot, you know. So I don't know, but go ahead.
Because people used it for Joe when he was in WWE, and I really hate it. But she is kind of like a glass cannon, and I hate that term so much. But you got to look at the track record, though. So as much as I love Dakota, and Rico's probably hearing this in his room, and he's gonna come in here and beat me up afterwards, I am going with Tatum. I really think she can be a megastar, and I think with the gimmick that she has right now, she's great in NXT. She's pulling out new moves like this, the one from last week that she did on NXT. They were like the spider inside, where she had Sol Ruka's arms and legs in a submission, and then she had her in a chokehold too. Like it was like a hybrid Mexican, like a reverse Mexican surfboard. I don't know how to explain it. But even Azaria was like, "What the fuck is that?" Because the camera like zoomed in on her. I think Tatum can be a big star. She just needs to get a big push, and she's got she can do character work. The girl can wrestle. I think when she gets called up, she needs just a chance to prove herself. And I really think she can be one of those like people, like even if she doesn't touch championship gold, like when it's time for the new girls to start kind of not taking over, but like because Charlotte, Becky, and Bailey cannot keep carrying this division for the rest of their lives. They're gonna, especially Becky, you know, she's a mom. She's gonna want to stop this after a while and be home with her kid. Bailey's doing great. Charlotte's doing great, but they all just kind of they can't keep doing this forever. I think Tatum, when she gets to the main roster, she needs to go to SmackDown and she needs to be an absolute menace to those girls on that roster. She's great at whether she's a heel or a face, a tweener, whatever you want to call her. She can play the mind games. She can wrestle. She can do promos. Like this girl, I think has the it factor. All she needs is a fucking chance, you know?
Tatum Paxley.
That's funny because she was one of my choices.
Yes, she was one of mine too. I actually like Tatum. See, you thought I was gonna get on you, didn't you? Mm-mm. I like Tatum. I think Tatum has potential to be great. And I think that they're in the women's division, they're overlooking that spooky, ooky, Undertaker esque, elusive style character. They don't have that. They had that with Alba and Isla somewhat, but they didn't let them lean into it too much. And I really, if they're gonna do that with Tatum, they really gotta let her lean into it. They got to. And I mean, really lean into it. Let her do what she wants to do, and just let it play out. Let it work. You know, um, I like Tatum, and I think in the ring wise, Tatum is really solid ring wise. She's got a good move set. She is athletic enough. She's limber enough to be able to do it. I think that she'll have those David and Goliath moments, especially if she goes up against somebody like Nia or Piper. But even in that, she could still have the crowd behind her for that win. She has those glimpses of being able to have that potential. If as long as they do it right, Tatum is a potential megastar because she's gonna appeal to that eccentric avant-garde beauty, and everybody will get behind her. She's got something, and I really hope that they nurture it and it goes where it needs to go. But Tatum's a good pick. I like Tatum. All right, Nicole, you're up.
My pick is probably going to be surprising. So I went to NXT because I feel like that's the easiest. Because again, I feel like if you're gonna build someone with the ground up or who has it, I feel like it's easy to go from there. I picked JC Jane,
She was
She was one of mine. She was
she
one
was
of
and
Yeah, go ahead.
this might again. I was like, I know this might be like, what the fuck, Nicole? I mean, because I thought JC Jane can wrestle.
hmm
That's the first thing. She can wrestle. And sometimes you forget how good she wrestles because that whole faction is such a clusterfuck of like
Yes.
just whatever until she gets in a ring and then you forget and then it's like she talks all that shit but she can back it up because again like I said she can wrestle. So I usually don't mind her. I the reason I picked her because she just has something. She has, and I hate, and like that's why I hate when Booker fucking screams it the whole time she has on, anytime she has a match. But she has an it factor. She always had. That's why I felt like even when she was in that faction was her Gigi
She should
and
have been
Mandy,
champion.
she should have been a champion, she should have been a focus. And
Yeah.
then when they came out, all three of them came out for her match that she had with Stephanie and she was in the middle. I'm like, that's how it should look like.
Yep.
I was like, she just has, and she's just like cool. Like, she's like firm in her look. And that's what's really, and I think that's what really messes up a lot of them, that they're not sure of their look and their character. She's a
True
hundred
enough.
percent 10 toes deep on her character and her look and what she's presenting. And she is very talented and she just has that it factor and she can talk. My thing is, and that's what I said, I was like, and she's like, and I feel like she's sort of like a Bianca, where she was like a heel the entire time she's been in NXT, and that's low
Hmm.
key a slight disservice to her because I was
Yeah.
like, they make her a face and put her in front of all those fucking kids. That's
hmm
money because she's gonna connect because so many little girls are gonna be like, oh my god, she's so cool. Look at her, she's herself. I can be like that.
Yep.
You know who else was like
And
that?
Rhea
Oh.
Ripley.
Well, she said it, Rhea, but let's go older. Lita,
Lita.
Yeah.
That's their answer. How long have they been looking for a fucking Lita?
forever.
Hey.
These
Forever.
shins,
They've been
you're the
looking
next.
for a Lita for fucking 10 years at least. and no one has fit that role, but she can fit that role, like I said, like, like akin to a Penta. Again, he is not like Rey Mysterio. They're completely different, but he is the perfect successor, so we can finally get Ray in the retirement home that he deserves to be in.
Oh shit!
Get her started on Ray Ray.
And I mean that in the best possible way, but you gotta
I
stay
know.
home, my guy. But that's how I feel about Jay. I feel like she has all the tools, and I feel like Loki, she is a lot of the time she is held back by the people around her because they're not as good as she is.
I have
And
to
And
agree.
that's why I don't like her in Fatal Influence,
Oh,
because I feel like they're dimming her shine, especially Jasmine Nix. I
I
feel
don't
like
like
her
her.
light is getting so dimmed from that I'm like,
now y'all know I don't watch TV as much as the rest of y'all do, but I've seen clips and I see the hype about that Jasmine girl. I really don't. Like she has a cool kick, but so did AJ Styles back in the day, and he can still do it pretty fucking good too,
That
even
Pele
when
kick is all she got.
it's like I was like Rico does this thing where we watch like old matches, and he was actually talking about JC the other day, and he said the same thing that you said was that they are not allowing her to be great because if you go back and you watch all the stuff with Toxic Attraction, Mandy wasn't doing anything like changing the bar up or anything like that, and Gigi at the time, I love Gigi. I love me some Priscilla Kelly. She's not ready to be on her own, if that
oh
makes
no,
sense.
100%. That's why I'm glad she's in this faction, because she needs it.
She's great on the indies, but she still hasn't gotten the WWE style of wrestling just yet. JC is, and I feel bad because the first time I said she looks like she smelled like fake tanner and menthol cigarettes.
Well, she did.
But now it's like I'm watching her and if they just give her the time to let her go out and do her thing, she would be great. But I don't
I
like
need her to be by herself. I need to
Yes,
let them be. She needs to be by herself.
they keep
I understand why they put her with Fallon and Jasmine because Fallon needed it.
and
Um,
she's
but at
hilarious
the
with
same time, like Nicole makes a point that the group doesn't work well when Fallon is at the helm because Fallon doesn't know how to be in a group that of women specifically. And number two, she hasn't been a heel long enough for her antics to work. The group got to be led by somebody who know how to lead a group, and she doesn't. That's why everything is all over the place. That's why it doesn't look like there's no cohesion to them. And Fallon, while I like Fallon, I think Fallon is good. I think they turned Fallon a little too quickly.
Yeah.
Um, and I also think that they should have given her a real reason to turn. It just seemed like it was just you were just jealous of everybody else. And the reasoning behind it didn't make sense for you. It made sense for JC. And it definitely doesn't make sense for Jasmine.
Nothing
She's not
about her.
even
She
an
that
OG.
she got that girl is just got off of breast milk. What is she talking about?
Right. Like what are you talking like what do you mean? So the whole faction don't make sense. If y'all was just like we here to take over and I'm banding with these girls because they understand my vision, that make more sense to me than you talking about everybody getting opportunities over me and I'm not getting them and we're the vets. And it's like, well, bitch, who is we? Because that girl back there just got in here. She's a Pop Tart, bitch. What are you
Yeah,
talking about?
but I
Like
don't
I
know. I love, I just see it. I just see so much potential with her. And that's why I said I think it's going to be a Bianca, because I low key think once they bring her up, because I feel like there's so many heels on
mhm.
the main roster, anyways. And then if we ever get a fucking answer to this Jade shit, I think that's what Bianca is finally going to be turned heel. We need some faces.
Yeah, you do.
And I think someone who looks like, again, someone with her vibe and looks like her as a face, we have not had that. Like, and like put it perfect. That's your answer to Alita,
Mm-hmm.
and she's right in front of your fucking face, literally right in front of your face. And that's what I
Ah,
was telling people, and I was like, when they were talking about, I think I was like in my Discord, and we were talking about because I said I think they one of the reasons they release so many people so they can pull so they can I was like, because they pull all those fucking people up from NXT once Mania rolls around,
yeah.
and or as we start getting to that season, they were like, who do you think? I was like, I would call up JCJ, and they were like, you mean like Fatal Influence? I said no, JCJ.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
just
very
Jason.
specific. Just JC. Fallon needs to be there for a little bit. That girl got to be there at least 2 more years for me to even think about her.
All right, it's my turn. I pick Lash Legend. Lash, when
Why?
I
She
went
was
back,
she was one of mine too.
I love Lash. And I'm just telling you straight up, I picked her because she black. Okay?
Period.
She unapologetically black. And she tall. She thick. The girl be giving you looks. Okay? I picked her because she black. And not only that, she one of the most athletically gifted girls there. She can talk on the microphone. The bougie bully got it all day, every day. And when that heifer brought her ass to the main roster, she wrestled in not only over there in Saudi, but she wrestled on Raw, she wrestled on SmackDown, and turned her ass right around and went over to NXT. This was over 2 weeks' time. She was on every single brand, and I'd be damned if she didn't show her ass the whole time. So I don't care what nobody talking about. Okay? Nobody. The bougie bully is that girl. And if they not smart, if they smart, what they would do is put Bianca on one brand and put Lash on the other one. That way you got a 2-for-1 special, bitch, and you can round it up and have it come up with Jade Cargill leading up the pack. You can have all these black women running this motherfucker. Give it to Lash. Give it to her. She got it
She did
all.
it's so amazing in the Royal Rumble because at first I was like, ooh, why is that? Because again, I haven't been watching NXT. The fact that they put her and Jakara on a Saudi show with them not even being on the main roster, that clicked in me because I was like, okay, they planted something for these two. And then I saw Lash in the Royal Rumble, and Rika like told me she used to play in like the WNBA or something like that too, which
Yeah. Yeah,
I didn't
she's
know
in
about.
I forgot what team she was on.
But she did great in the Rumble.
Oh, brother, this is about to stink.
But
Nikhil, oh, she got a new
Nikita.
fucking fur.
oh god. But like she did so great in the Royal Rumble. And then she had that moment with like her, Bianca, Naomi, and Jada. And I was like, oh, this is okay. It's like past, present, and future, like right here. I thought that was a cute little thing they did. She did amazing in Rumble. And like you said, she did that for 2 weeks straight, and Logan Paul can't be bothered to show up to just a random Monday night.
He ain't got to be honest, because I don't want to see him.
I don't want
But
to see
I
him
would
either.
pay money. I would pay money to watch Lash Legend. And then you got so much potential. Oh, we lost an Alexis. She'll be back. We got so much potential with Lash, and
And
she's
also,
so
I feel like
good.
the casual audience really likes her and Jakara as
Yep,
well.
yep. I'm telling you, she is a
And I
megastar.
feel bad. I feel like I know, and I would love. I hopefully is no. Does anyone have an injury update on Noam Dar?
No, but I think no one. I haven't seen an injury update on Noah. I mean, he was on her.
I forgot what
Um,
it was, but I know it was like bad.
let me
Because I
see.
would love for them all to come up together.
Yeah.
But also
I'm
Triple H
looking on
has I don't want to give
Sportskeeda.
him another I don't want to give him another faction. That's crazy.
No, dead ass.
I don't want to give him no more
Back in
factions.
September on the 19th. Let me check and see if Alexis came back. She came back. There we go. On the
Sorry about
19th of
that.
September, Noam Dar put out a little mini statement, and basically all he said was soon elephants don't forget, and this was in response to a fan um talking about, him possibly going up against Trick Williams. That was the last thing that he said anything about it.
No.
Haven't said
Well, I
anything
feel like he
else.
tore like an ACL or something, and that's like
He
a
did.
year. Yeah,
He
oh
did.
yeah. So he still got like probably at least 3 more months.
Yeah, it's
Because
been a
that's like
minute.
that's a year. Well, yeah. It's been at least I want to say at least 6 months.
I thought it was longer than that.
No, because he got injured literally right when Ethan Page got there. Literally
Yeah,
right.
you're right.
So it hasn't been that long because Ethan Page hasn't been there that long. So I want to say, yeah, I want to say
He
five,
tore a
6 months.
tendon. Yeah, he tore a
Oh yeah,
tendon in
he's
his
out
leg.
for yeah. That's like a year.
It feels
Shit.
like he's been gone longer than that.
It feels like it, but he hasn't. I think
Jesus.
I think it feels that way because they were literally on TV every week.
Yes, they were.
I think that's what the discrepancy is because I think I was talking to someone else. I was like, it seems like he's been gone longer than what he actually is because they were literally on TV every week.
Mm,
Even if they were only on TV for like 5 minutes, they were on TV every week.
yeah, they were. Well, I picked the Bougie Bully. Alexis picked Tatum Paxley. And Nicole picked JC Jane. We all picked NXT girls,
God,
which
and they
makes
all fit our.
sense.
Think about it.
Yeah,
I
it makes sense. I mean, obvious picks could have been Roxanne, but Roxanne is already on her way.
Yeah.
Cora is an obvious pick.
You
Okay.
know what about Cora is really when she was in TNA and she was fucking up them girls in TV, I said, "Oh my god, she's a knockout."
Uh, Now she a knockout.
No, I'm not. I know. I mean that like in a good way because I was like, sometimes in NXT, sometimes she like doesn't make sense, and I was like looking and like her in that environment. I said she's a knockout. That's why.
I get what you mean. The aesthetic, the way that she's presented.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I
Hmm.
said she's a knockout, and I mean that, and like I don't, I mean that like a good way, and I was like, oh, I said and that's I was like, if I was them, I would. This is gonna sound crazy. I would have her eventually beat Masha.
and take that title off of her.
Yes, as an exchange, I would let one of their people be a champion in NXT,
Mm.
just so we're not doing a AEW TNA deal like with like when they
And it
had
wouldn't have,
when Kenny was barely on their TV and had all them damn belts.
no, I like what you're saying because it wouldn't be as long as Kenny having that damn title.
Yeah,
But
and then also it would be even. So I would be like, hey, let Cora eventually be knockout be the TNA Women's Champion, but we'll let you pick, figure out who you wanna you're okay with being off of TV. Well, not necessarily being off of TV, but not being on your program every week, and we'll let them be champion over here.
I dig it.
That's actually a really cool idea.
I know, right?
It's very cool. Now
Dig it.
see WWE be lurking. Don't be stealing shit
I'll be
and
so
don't be
fucking mad.
paying. Don't be stealing and not paying for it. Y'all love to steal some shit. Now, I might do a little rapid fire for the main roster only, depending on how the girls choose when it comes to the men. Okay. We're going over to the men.
Oh, I don't even know who
Okay.
my.
And like I said, we're looking for people who are going to be megastars. Now, the people we chose have megastar capabilities, they have crossover capabilities. I can see Tatum Paxley in movies and TV shows. I can also see JC Jane in TV shows and movies as well as Last Legion. Okay? But
If at that main roster, I would be knocking on every fucking horror producer's door, going, "You need to get this girl in here. Just get her in here."
so, so we're going to the men.
Whew.
Oh, the man.
Megastar potential. Who wants to go first?
Go
I
first.
will.
Okay.
Okay, let's do Nicole. Nicole's going first. Alexis, you're next, and I will round it out. All right, Nicole, who's your
I was
megastar?
gonna say Bronson Reed at first, but I was like, he's already kind of got shit in the works, so you don't need to do
Fair enough.
him. So my next pick was Tavion Heights.
Ooh, that's such a deep cut, but I like it.
And
I want to see how he
Tavion,
talks.
he talks well. Tavion is, I feel like he's a very diamond in the rough. He, I really like, I kind of paid attention to him for a little bit, but I really started paying attention to him when he went over to Japan because
Mm.
for some reason, he kept, at first, he just kept coming up on my For You page. And I was like, okay, well, let me like pay attention to like what he's doing out there. And he was just fucking killing it. And he adapted so well. You could tell he learned so much. And I was like, wait a second. We might have something here. He's good looking. He's tall. He can talk well. He'd be great as a heel or a face, but again, like I would make him a face. Like if you want to like really push for him, I think you would make him a face, and he's he's like a Kurt Angle esque. Like that could
Mm.
be he could that's your he could basically pick up where Jason Jordan left off.
Ah, got it. Got it.
He hopefully, no, God willing, will be able to do the things that we hope Jason Jordan would have been able to do. Obviously, if his health didn't get in the way.
Yeah.
But I think he works great as a tag team. He was working great when he was wrestling by himself. I just feel like I'm so glad. Yes, Zarya, whoop that bitch's ass.
She got a
Um,
weird ass gold belt in the middle of her gears, pissing me off.
Kita?
God. Yeah.
that's right, Nikita. Go roll your ass back there.
That's a
Jesus.
This is the most sassy outfit I've ever seen in Soul Ruka. I feel like that bitch is always like in
Yeah.
t-shirts and a jean. I said, okay, body.
And she's giving legs today.
I said, okay. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, that's who I'm picking.
okay.
All right. I like her pick. Tavion Heights. Alexis, who's your megastar?
Okay, so the men was actually really hard for me to pick, and I'm looking at the list that I have here, and I whittled it down to 4 guys, and it's still hard to choose just one because they all have their strengths, they all have their weaknesses. It's just I love all 4 of these guys, and I 2 of them I know are going to be big. One of them they need to get their shit together about with him. And the other one, everyone's going to be like, oh, favoritism because you already like him.
Oh, who's that?
Well, he's not my pick, but I put Jacob Fatu, and then I put a question mark next to it. But Jacob really has nothing to prove. And I was trying to find people who had stuff to prove.
It's your pick. At the end of the day, is who you decide. So if you say it's Jacob, it's Jacob. If it's not, it's not.
Not my second Samoan baby daddy. It's not. My pick for male breakout star is Obafemi.
Oba was on my list.
I was on mines, but I felt like I don't know.
Well, it's hard because I got 4 of them here. It's Oba, Jacob, Carmelo, and Trick.
I have all of them on my list. Every single one of them.
And it's hard
Okay,
because
for me thinking outside the box, period.
No, but I have a pick, and y'all are gonna be like Tiffany. But I promise you, first you got to hear me out.
I want to.
So,
I mean, Trick's not going to have a problem. Trick is already over in
No,
NXT.
he'll be fine. He's tall. He can wrestle. He looks
and he's
great.
hot.
Hey, yeah, he'll be. He's. Oh my gosh,
He's fine.
he's fine. Once
Carmelo,
you're past, and I hate to be like this, as a male wrestler, if you have a good physique and you're past a certain height, you're okay.
Yeah.
You ain't got
Yes.
much to worry about, and
No,
you're
it's
good
true.
looking. The world's your oyster.
Yeah, kill it. Kill it now.
You're gonna get at least 2 attempted pushes, and I'm being for
Yep.
real.
No,
You're gonna
for
get at
real.
least 2 of them. You got to
Yep.
figure out what to do, work with them, but you're gonna get at least 2 pushes. You
True
be all right.
that. Yeah.
I wish they would fucking around with Carmelo and making him lose. Because Carmelo's a star. We
I
already know.
understand what they're
Carmelo's
doing
been
with him
winning
at
though.
first.
Winning.
I understand what they're doing with Carmelo. It's
They got a humble
very
Carmelo.
it's a very old. I haven't seen like a storyline like that in like a minute. Like I want to say like 2000s.
It's
They're
like
humble.
very Dolph Ziggler. It's
Yes.
very Dolph
It's a
Ziggler.
very like I don't care if I win or lose. I'm a good wrestler and I'm still fucking talk shit.
Yes.
That's literally what
But
it
he
is.
has
He's
but
just
he has
literally
been
he don't
winning.
care. Yeah, he just don't care. He's like, I'ma
Yeah.
still talk shit.
He had a good match with Akira Tozawa, and but then you have to think, Carmelo's had matches with some of the biggest guys on the roster. We're not,
He's
and
probably
even
gonna
though
get a John
he's,
Cena match. If
yeah,
we're being for real.
and even though he's been losing, just about 60% of that roster hasn't wrestled the men that he has in the time frame that he's been on the main roster. He's wrestled everybody. He's wrestled Cody twice and took Cody to the limits. So
No, it's. So now you got me between Oba and Jacob, and it's just like in my head because I'm trying to look at this like if I was working for WWE. Jacob already has the indie clout. People know about him. I mean, Contra scaring the shit out of me and my kid when they were stuffing people in the body bags and shit. They were making the NXT parking lot look safe.
true.
Okay. Oh, I mean, it's just like I love like Jacob could be it. You already heard how he was when he came out for Royal Rumble and how long he stayed and all that. That I can't pick between Oba and Jacob. Like Oba's got the presence, he's got the power, he's got the character, he's got everything, and he's got that crowd eating out of his hand every single time he comes out on the NXT roster. Jacob's the same way. Like as soon as Jacob Fatu came, like people who didn't know who he was, people were like, "Who the hell is this guy?" And people were like, "It's Jacob Fatu. Check out this match, this match, this match, blah, 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 blah." All that, you know. It's just hard trying. I want to pick Ova, which he's gonna be a beast when he gets up to the main roster. Like y'all, he's not, but it's just at the same time I want to say Jacob, but at the same time I don't want to get called out for favoritism.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna let you take a break and I'll give you my pick so you can kind of be mad at my pick. My pick is Dominic Mysterio.
Oh my gosh, I almost picked him.
No,
But I
it's
didn't think it'd
Dominic
be fair.
Mysterio.
That was my second.
It's Dominic, and you
Oh,
know why?
I'm
You
so
know
mad.
why?
I was my first one for a minute, but I switched to
Damn
Tavion.
Trick. Damn Trick got the locks
No.
down and shit.
He looked like he about to. I've never seen his locks down.
I never.
He
I'm sure Lash done seen him down though. But anyway,
Trick, you need to
he
retwist.
fine though. That's hot right there.
Can you retwist this stretch for me?
Yeah.
I'm whispering this, so it's Black History Month. I'm not gonna retwist this.
So messy.
I love you both. Thank you. Okay, what were we talking about?
Right
We're
there.
talking about Dominic Mysterio becoming a megastar on the main roster, and
Yep.
if given
Oh.
the opportunity, he very well could be. Now, don't get me wrong. Dominic Mysterio does his job very, very well. He is supposed to be a little shit, and that is exactly what he is, a little shit. And he sticks to that. From the time you see him on the roster to even when you see him in his meet and greets, when you see him at Fan Duel and any of the stuff they have to do. No fucking way! No way! Oh my god! Where's the remote? No way! No, they didn't! No!
That NXT on? Ricky,
Wait a
stop
minute,
streaming.
wait a minute. Wait.
I'm freaking out right now.
Wait.
He's there?
Yo!
Woke up Rico.
This
He's
is
like,
Ricky
what?
Starks!
Bitch, I know the internet is in shambles.
Rico just closed his door on me. He's like, shut the fuck up.
Oh my god!
It didn't take long.
Here's the hottest brand. Well, you need the hottest free agent right now, baby.
Bitch, I know you fucking lying. Shawn Michaels said, give me all the niggas. Give them all to me. Happy Black History Month, bitches.
Do not let the handsome face.
Can I laugh at
expensive fragrance.
Yeah.
I am here.
Sure.
To turn this place upside down.
Yeah. You can laugh, it's funny.
And everybody's been begging the question, when will the revolution be televised again? And well, I'm here, ain't I?
Oh my god, I just had an
Bitch!
aneurysm.
No, you did not.
We do know who that is. Everyone wants to be part of NXT, and the future is brighter than ever.
Oh my god.
Baby! Oh, I'm so happy!
I am floored. I know Don and them is in the group chat screaming.
Not Don
Love it.
texted me.
Did you? I knew it.
Rico's just like, okay. I'm like, he's in NXT. Rico's like, okay. Go away.
Oh my god, Rico, please.
Oh, hold on, I gotta go. The Midwest.
They in the Midwest are tripping.
Oh, I haven't. I'm about to go in there.
Son on NXT. I'm so happy for Ricky!
Oh my god.
That's our baby! That's our baby! I'm so happy for him. Oh my god.
That is fucking nuts.
Tony Khan
I
hitting the
can't
damn.
believe I started choking.
Girl.
You know what? Here's what we need to do. At like the end of the year, we need to figure out which clips are the best and just make a compilation of all the freakouts that we've had this year and put them together. This needs to be number one.
This is wild.
Tony Khan really hitting them slopes now.
Not the revolution is televised. Ricky know he ain't shit. He know he ain't shit.
Shit, but at the same time, he don't give a shit either.
Bitch.
And that's why I love.
Peekaboo, bitch. She showed up.
Why is Instagram not working? Come on, damn.
I feel like nothing's working.
Nothing is working today. This is crazy.
That is fast. That is crazy to me.
Right? Like they just announced this shit.
Dayton works hard, but Shawn Michaels works harder.
God damn. They had to be in talks before that. They had to be.
because Nicole was saying a couple years ago that Ricky needs to be on WWE's radar, and you know they were waiting on him.
Shawn Michaels is the god in the I know Shawn Michaels was waiting on it. I know he was, and I think Triple H probably was looking at him a long time ago. And they work
Oh,
together with that kind of shit. That's crazy. I was
That's
in the
so
middle. I, I'm trying to explain Dominic Mysterio's stardom, and this motherfucker, I'm shocked.
so you guys don't understand how fucking big this is. Like everything we just said got tossed out the fucking window.
God damn! Like
I
Ricky
changed my
Starks
pick.
pulled a full Ethan Page on us. Good lord.
Oh, I'm gonna change my pick.
Nah, fam. Nah, you gotta stick with what you got.
That's not
no, you
fair.
can't change.
Yes, I can.
No, you
But
can't.
we will do
Ah,
an addendum. You can away.
well, no, because we're all picking
I
Ricky
feel
at
like
this.
you need to get that clip because like Dom was like, "You're lying." I was like, "I was choking."
You need
It's
to put that
on.
up. This is the one that needs to go on
Hold
Instagram
on.
on your stories.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad we recorded today.
Oh my god, my poor neighbors! I forgot I live in an apartment now. I'm about to tell them I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
This
That
is
clip,
crazy,
as soon as I put that clip on YouTube, the numbers are gonna fucking start rolling in.
bitch. I know Tony Khan probably punching the fucking air.
He's on the slopes right now, if you get my drift.
Everybody's fucking freaking out on Twitter.
I
They
know they
just
are.
say,
Bitch. This is
we got
wild.
and it's Ricky Starks within a month of each other.
They was in the group chat. They was like, Nicole, get in here. That's crazy.
And you try to make a case for Dominic Mysterio.
I'm still gonna make that case just as soon as
Yeah,
everybody chill
I
out.
want to see. I want to see what your reasoning is because I want to see if it's close to mine. Because he was like very, very close, but I feel like I was like, I don't know. I was like, I might pick. I was like, no, I'm gonna go with somebody with NXT.
Here's the thing about Dominic. Dominic is a true study of the OG art of wrestling. Okay, and if you really think about it, he has it down to a T. All right, as a heel, he works. The only thing I want them to do is find. Dominic has to find a way to work as a face. His face work is fine, but it's not solid yet.
He
It's not
might fit.
solid
He
yet.
might be solid at it now since
He
he's
can
had
he
so much
if
time.
yeah, if they show it and I can see it, then I will be like, you know what? I'm all in. Give him the go. Like, because here's the thing. I would let Dominic be champion now as a heel because it's gonna draw insane heat. People would be pissed the fuck off. Okay? And it's not just from the heat. It's just Dominic is a good in ring worker. A lot of people don't give Dominic his just due, but he is great in the ring. He really, really is. He is solid. He does have his dad's moveset on occasion, but he is a solid performer, solid in the ring.
That's sick. That contract just got ripped.
She ain't shit.
But he said, what'd she say?
She ain't shit.
Contract just got ripped up. Oh my! I have a migraine now. Um,
Oh,
I do agree. No, that is about him, like in ring wise, because they had him he wrestles the people who get back from injury and start going on the house shows circuit, and they start wrestling the house shows. That's who they have Dom wrestle. They have them wrestle Dom because he's safe
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
good.
I will give him this. He is safe. Not people already posting him showing up and
Girl,
No,
NXT.
literally, my timeline is fucking in. They're going insane. Everyone's
I've
losing their
never
mind.
seen anything like this before.
Everyone is losing their mind.
Look how good he looks. Oh my
He
god.
always looks good. That's my man.
Oh, but I feel like it's over because damn. I love you, husband, if you're listening. But
Bitch.
oh my
Ricky Stark's
god.
fine as hell. Then they had Trick Williams fine ass up there before him. I was like, God damn. Y'all could have closed the show with them. Y'all should have let this match go and then close the show with Ricky Starks and Trick, and it would have been a real nice Black History Month moment. Mm-hmm.
NXT really just said we're for the girls and the gays right now.
Period.
And he struck, not him striking this fucking pose. Okay, I'm sorry.
He
Kev.
struck the pose, baby. He struck it.
He looked good. He got more muscle.
WWE count is fucking messy.
That's crazy.
They said reactions to that moment on and wow.
Mm.
But getting back to what we were talking about, I can get it with Dominic because he actually, for someone being as green as he is, you haven't really seen, he hasn't really hurt anybody. He seems to be kind of cleaning up on stuff. And
But that's the thing, though. He's not green anymore.
I mean,
He's
like,
really
okay,
not. And I'm
he
like, I'm not
hasn't.
trying to like overshadow you. I'm really not. But I'm like when you get an opportunity and you just got downtime and you can just sit and go back and watch older stuff, you don't even have to go that far. Just go watch a match that he's had recently. You'll see like his work is cleaner than a lot of people's on the roster right now. And most people don't pay attention to that because you hate Dominic Mysterio. But the reality is he's better than what you're giving him credit for, is the best way to explain it. He really, really is solid. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, if Dom bulks up a little bit, we're not talking like, puts on weight, but like literally shapes up and tones up, right? And not necessarily get rid of the mullet, but maybe cut it so it's not so long because it's super long now. And just like clean himself up and tighten up his face work. If it's decent, he's a megastar. I see it. It's possible. He can definitely be champion. He is championship material in terms of storylines alone, just by itself.
I get with what you're saying. I do, and it's just like because we've been saying this when this whole thing with Judgment Day needs to. I think we talked about this before when this thing with Judgment Day finally comes to an end. That he needs to go face and he needs to get humble, like what they're doing with Carmelo, because within the span of him being in Judgment Day, street trash, whatever the fuck they're calling themselves anymore, he's pissed off a lot of people and, have the target on his back. That would be the best way to build up like a freaking baby face and a half right there. Because if they do it right, they'll make you feel sorry for him. So I get what you're saying. It's just I need to see it in real time, if that makes sense. Or at least to me.
Right?
So, I mean, I get with what you're saying. I'm not like, but they need they need to make sure he needs to stand on his own, is what I'm getting to. He doesn't need to be with Liv or and I'm not shitting on you. I'm not. I don't want you to think that I am. But he needs to be able to stand on his own, not without a group, not without his dad. Like he needs to stand on his own. That's what I need to see first. But I'm not shitting on it though. I don't want you to think I'm shitting on it.
No, it's fine. Like it's sometimes like because you get wrapped up in the kayfabe a lot. At least I do. I can only talk from my own personal experience. Sometimes you get wrapped up in the kayfabe and you don't see past that. So I personally get wrapped up in characters, and I'm like, I don't like them like that. I don't want to see that. But I have to look past my own bias so I can see potential of where things could go, especially with somebody like Dominic Mysterio. Dominic, as much as people like to hate on him, he's fun to hate. That's kind of the point of being a heel. He's a traditional heel at his core. He is doing his job extremely well because most heels now, you have a reason to hate them, but they make it so that you understand where they're coming from, right? Look at Kevin. Even in Drew's delusion, he does make some sense when when he talks about CM Punk being selfish. He does make sense about him and Seth being two sides of the same coin. He's right about that. Dominic, however, has no leg to stand on. He is a pure heel through and through. There's nothing of logic that makes sense when it comes to him. You're listening to him talk and you're like, bitch, is you crazy? Like, you're not resonating with him, is what I'm saying. You get it? So, like, with Dom, he fully understood how to make himself into a heel, and it's worked. So much so that right now he's still the top heel in the WWE. Even outside of Kevin and Drew, he's still the top heel. He's still the top guy.
Said it. Drew's delusional. Kevin's on his way to a crash out. Like Dom has got
he's
so much.
already done that. He's already crashed out, babe.
I get it. I just need to see him stand on his own as a wrestler and not have somebody there, like I get what you're saying. And I think it's really cool because
Sorry, my father called me and I don't ever talk to him, so
No, you're
Okay.
I
fine.
had to see
You're
what he
good.
wanted.
this clip
You're
of
good.
Dom because in all friendly, I like Dom because he's the kind, especially for someone as young as he is in this business, and I can tell
Yeah.
because he learned his dad does his job and he goes home and doesn't do anything stupid. So automatically I like him for that. But there was also it was a clip from like a fan event where someone had their kid dressed up like Dominic Mysterio, even had like a little fake mustache on it. And you
Yeah.
could tell how much Dom loved that and that he was like so overwhelmed by it. And I'm thinking, man, he called his wife and he's like, "Can you make me a dad, please?"
I can't with you. I can't. No, but Nicole wasn't here and I was telling her, like, when Alexis was talking, she said that she understood. She just wants to see Dom stand on his own. And I said, fair enough. I can
Yes,
understand that.
that is
But
understandable.
he's like a true heel. He's the true definition of a heel. The others that are out right now, you see them, but there are some parts of what they're saying that you resonate with. Like when we talked about New Day, and Nicole was like, well, they were kind of right about Big E not coming in to help them early enough. And then you're looking at Kevin. There is some truth to what he said about Sammy not coming to help to his aid, but at the same time, Kevin was also trying to manipulate Sammy into helping him. Also, Kevin didn't help Sammy in any of his matches, but it's another conversation for another day. And you've got Drew McIntyre, and while Drew McIntyre is extremely delusional at trying to make himself a martyr, he does make sense when he says that he and Seth are two sides of the same coin. And he does make sense when he says that CM Punk is selfish. Those things are true. My point is, Dominic Mysterio, he doesn't resonate with anyone unless you just like Dominic Mysterio. He, at his core, is a traditional, true heel. He draws heat and nothing else. Nobody's sympathizing with Dominic Mysterio. You're not resonating with him. You hear him, he's talking, and you're like, no, fuck that man. Like, you don't want to hear that shit. Go get your ass whooped and go home, He makes good on the promises as a heel that he's supposed to. And I think if given the opportunity to stand on his own, he very well can. And I I honestly believe that if they were to put the machine behind him the way that they did, say, a Cody or Roman, that he could be a top billing star. He already is a top billing star, but he could be a part of the upper echelon if given the opportunity. I really do believe that.
Oh shit, my phone's about to die.
Okay.
Now, everybody's made their picks. You get one honorable mention.
And you're coming back
One.
to me, existential
And we're
crisis.
yeah, because you couldn't figure yours out. You were
Figured it out.
stuck.
I don't have
So we're
one
gonna.
because you had my honorable mention.
Oh, I took your honorable mention. Oh shit!
That was Dom.
It was oh.
I said I picked. Well, this might have been cut out first, but I said Dom was the guy, my guy at first. But I was like, I don't know because I don't know why. I think I was just so. I think I was just so fixated on starting someone from the ground up.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
like why I like veered away from him. But yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, Alexis. So Nicole doesn't have a honorable mention, but you need to pick your guy. So who is your guy?
So I'm going to do honorable mention first. I'm going to say Oba is my honorable mention. Just because, like I
Okay.
said, he's going to be a beast when he comes up. People are chanting his name. He's going to be big. But I am going to go with Jacob, though, because Jacob is that guy. He can be a devious fucking heel. But if they ever turn him like kind of face, he can be like what Nicole said about JC. He can be that cool face, like that one that's not the baby face and always getting their ass
Yeah.
whooped and then crying about it. Like, if you whoop his ass, he's coming for you. Like, you will literally have to run out of the arena the entire time looking over your shoulder because you can't stay there because he come looking for you. Like, once, he gains consciousness or whatever, like as soon as he can get up, he's coming after you. Jacob can be a scary heel. He can be a badass face. And just with the people's reaction to him when he showed up, with people going, oh my God, who is this guy? And people going, dude, it's Jacob Fatu. It's along the lines of when Penta showed up and people were like, who is this guy? And I was like, Lucha Underground, Impact, anywhere. I was like, click, like I was, showing my husband clips of it. And the only other guy I've ever did that to my husband or to anybody was Jacob. And I think they need that kind of like badass heel because a lot of the heels they're kind of the faces, they need a badass face because a lot of these faces now they're kind of like not whiny, but they're getting to be like pushovers a little bit. It's like, you come out there, they say the same thing and then they get their ass stomped and we're just like, come on, man, I'm trying to root for you here, like give me something. I think Jacob could be it once they end this bloodline shit and they get him away from Solo. I think if they of course, he can't be like how he was on the Indies. He has to have his promo scripted because that motherfucker will go off on the cuff. But I think like he would be the shot of adrenaline they need. Like, you need a badass heel, get Jacob. You need someone just to be like a cool in-betweener or like a badass face. Jacob, the man's right there. Just let him run roughshod.
I agree. Jacob's promo skills are insane, though. They're insane. There are very few people who can really roll with Jacob on that microphone. And I like Jacob. I've always liked him, and I've always known him to be a star. So I see nothing but potential from him. Nothing but potential. As long
Man,
as it's harnessed and done correctly, he's gonna be great.
this man did a promo. I forgot what promotion it was at, but he did a promo with him standing outside with sunglasses on, zero fucks given, drinking Hennessy right out of the bottle. I'm like, who the fuck is this man? Like, that was the first time I saw him. And then I saw him in MLW with Contra, and I'm like, oh, he's a scary face because I love Hammerstone, and I hope he heals up because he got a nasty knee injury.
Oh, he's gonna cost him his title. I hear
Well,
you.
Rich Holland's probably about to win
Yep,
this
he got
title.
that damn crowbar. He finna win.
I'm not saying this for any hate toward Hammerstone, but Jacob made him the
Wow,
guy.
he kicked out.
I'm shocked.
I'm shocked too because I was ready to call it a day. I also just don't care about this match anymore after this Ricky thing. They should have had him go last
That's what I
because
said.
I don't. Nobody give a fuck about this match right now.
I don't like Ridge Holland anyway, so it doesn't
Don't
matter.
nobody like Rich Holland anyways.
Jesus, I'm like, God damn. Take the wind out of everybody else's sails. You put Ricky Starks up there. That was a death grenade in the middle of the show. What the fuck?
But yeah, runner up, Oba, because he's not going to have a problem. But I got to go with Jacob. Jacob's it. Jacob is the shot of adrenaline they need for face and heel.
All right. So my honorable mention for the men is gonna be, I had a lot of women on my page, but my honorable mention is gonna be Wesley. I want
Yeah,
Wesley
that's a
to
good
get,
honorable mention. I kind of toyed with him, but I feel like his might not count either because he's been um I feel like he's been in the game for so long. So I feel like I
yeah, but I need him to be in the forefront of that title. And some at some point, not just the, oh shit. Damn, Ridge Holland beating the shit out of them. Oh, that bitch finna do something ignorant.
yeah, she is. I don't trust her.
I'm telling you that she is working for
Yep.
fucking what's his face? Sean Spears in them.
Yes, she is. Oh, I
I'm
love
telling you.
that.
I told you. I
I love a
told
little
you.
good. I love a good little turn. I love a good little double
Watch
turn.
her take him out. Watch. Right in the back. Right in the back. I told them. I
Now this
told
is
Don.
now this is
I told
interesting.
them.
Now I'm
I told
interested.
them. I knew she had joined them. I told them. They don't fucking listen to me. I saw it. I smelt it the moment she started running around and Tony was standing up for her. I told them. I told them. They didn't listen to me. I knew it.
I don't like Tony, so I don't care. I love this. I love every bit of this.
I don't like Sean Spears. He's creepy. So
I like
no,
Sean. I like Sean Spears more than I like Tony D'Angelo.
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
And I like Izzy Dame the most. She's fine.
Yeah, sure. Whatever makes you happy. I
Yeah.
don't like it. I knew it was happening. I knew it was happening. I told Don verbatim how this was going to go. I told him. I saw it. God, it feels good to be right. It feels good to be right.
I need them to Brooks Jensen. They need to trim his beard. He looks crazy.
Yeah, well, he looks crazy for a reason. Because he
Yeah,
is.
but not even a good
Look at
crazy.
the
Just
leader.
like me, it's uneven. If they evened it, it's fine. The rest of it, he can look. Ooh, who's that behind Sean Spears? Oh, wait a
That's
minute.
the
Turn
new
that.
guy. That's the new guy in the
Oh
group. You've never seen him before?
no.
Hello.
I don't give a fuck about none of these weirdos. They're weird. Sean Spears is weird. He got beady eyes and he looked like he be peeping in people's windows, and I don't like it. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. But whatever. Just take the title so you can get
Not
on.
they showing about how lit all the past Vengeance days were.
Yeah, they were.
Vengeance days used to be lit.
So I take it Tony lost.
Tony
No, he
won.
won. He beat Rich Holland, but
They just beat him up. Shit.
no, I can't wait for
But you know what, y'all? I think we had some good picks for the future.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just hope WWE does good. Let's just hope. Because it looked like they're getting ready to start making some moves in NXT to transition over to the new
Yeah,
phase.
because they got that new faction that's probably gonna debut too. They got which I almost had him on there. Lucky
Who?
Ali. You know
Oh.
that. You know how they always like the past like couple weeks they've been doing that vengeance. They're about to do it now again.
Mm-hmm.
I know, Odie.
Like
You
this
don't like.
war, basically like that War Dogs, which I'm very intrigued by, like that War Dogs faction that's about to debut. Like, what is his ex NXT name is like something Saquon something, but Lucky Ali. I almost picked him.
Who is that?
Lucky Ali.
No. What is this at the end? What is this?
That's what I'm talking about. I was like,
The
it's
faction?
that's a fact. There's four of them,
Yeah.
but they only showed two in this one. But there's four of them because they
Oh no, they
showed.
showed all four of them.
Yeah, they
They
showed
showed
all
all
four.
four of them. Wait a minute. I never, because I haven't watched NXT all the way through.
I don't know. I'm not. watching it. So
Oh, I see who she's talking about. Okay. I had to go do some digging
Now we
because
gotta get Khan. Now we gotta get Khan out next.
ooh, not my
dude,
baby. Oh, I love me some Khan, baby. I love it. Oh my gosh. That man is beautiful. Oh my God. He's gorgeous. Okay. Anywhoosies. All right. Honorable mention for the men was Wesley. My honorable mention for the women is gonna be. I'm gonna pick Jada Parker. I know Jada had her moment on the internet, but like everybody has to have one. And let's just hope she keeps her hands clean and don't tell everything on the internet. Sometimes it's okay to keep your personal opinions to yourself. But Jada Parker has an it factor. I think Jada Parker would be great on the main roster. She could start off slow, work her way up, and be challenging for a championship very, very soon. Um, I really want OTM to get an opportunity, and hopefully they will. But the future is bright, it seems. And NXT is very, very black as fuck. Okay? We love it. We're living. So happy Black History Month, bitches. we are living our best lives. We are about to get out of here in a minute. Anything else? You guys got some honorable mentions, or are we good?
No, I'm good because I also have to watch that like full clip and pay attention to it since I just screamed the whole time.
I'm, I'm good because like the women, I have to be honest. I mean, I was thinking like if they, I still want to say Dakota for honorable mention. It's just her getting injuries is the only thing that's I don't know because with me, I think the women are set, and I think the women are good because no matter what, they can make stars out of any of these women. They just need to give them a chance
Fair
and
enough.
let them just do what they need to do and give them time and opportunity.
You would be correct. All right, then. So If you guys want to follow us on our socials, you definitely can. You can hit us up over there and we can all sit and holler and scream at the TV together as we continue to talk about wrestling, as they always find some kind of way to surprise us and take over. So, shout out to Ricky Starks. You're in the big leagues, dog. Congratulations. I'm happy for you. You want to work. This is the place to work, baby. So, congrats. I hope you enjoy it. And I hope they give you all of the stars in the world and everything that you rightfully deserve. And I will say one thing that he did say is true is that he always is going to be all right. And if it's one thing Ricky Starks he know he know that he always going to be all right, baby. And he did call that shit. He was like, whether AEW put me on TV or not, I'm going to be just fine. And baby, you're more than fine. You in NXT. And you about to be on the main roster if they give you about a year and a half. I suspect within a year and a half, you'll be champion somewhere. Maybe within a year, you'll be champion, probably. I don't think Sean Spears is going to be champion for long, but whatever. So, congrats to you. Congrats to everybody. And maybe, just maybe, we'll get to see some of these people that we chose within the next couple of years make it to the top like they rightfully deserve to be. Now, you can follow us on all our socials over on Twitter at Down for the Count 19 and on Instagram at D4TC_podcast. Right now, those are our only socials. So we appreciate y'all and we love y'all. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Down for the count.